Hello my Sugarplums, welcome back to my channel. In today's DIY, I'm gonna be showing you how to make this easy, super easy 3D ocean wall art. Guys, if you have seen like any 3D art, like a sculpture, anything like this, in don't be intimidated by it because it's actually pretty easy to make. Now this beauty here took me about 2 days to make because I use resin, and you know you have to let it cure, but it is super easy to make, and it's literally required like a little bit of material. Guys, this is the easiest one. This is like basically 3D one-on-one sculpture. So we're gonna go ahead and jump, and I'm gonna show you what I use to do it. First thing, I'm gonna be using a very small canvas, but you can use anything that you want. You can use a canvas, a piece of wood, anything that you want, but I'm using a canvas, and this is the size I'm using. I'm trying to do a very small one. And first thing I actually did is go and just draw out where I want to put my seascape, and you can do that either way, guys. You can choose how whatever you want to do, how you want to place it. And for the material to use it, I'm just using wall putty. But guys, seriously, you can use whatever you want. You can use concrete, you can use cement, you can use like those big, you know, hard foam that you can shape into like the mountains, and you can do anything you want and cover it with more plaster paste. You can do this area, you can do it with so many different material. Whatever is cheap for you guys, whatever you have in hand, you can try and do it with this. Now basically what I'm doing is just shaping my seascape, you know, mountains and stuff. I'm doing a little bit of island in the middle of it, and I'm gonna be doing like a little almost like a little cave there. And it's up to you guys. You can do whatever shape that you want or whatever you want in this area. Basically it's so easy to do like any 3D art, and they are so beautiful. You should definitely try that, guys, if you want to. But I'm showing you, it's very easy. It's not intimidating when you see it and you'll be like, wow, it's so beautiful. Will I be able to do that? Yes, you can. Trust me, you can. All I'm doing right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my little you know, cave or grotto in the middle of the ocean. Basically what I'm trying to do, my piece gonna be like a hidden crystal beach. Like in the, you'll see what I say it's crystal beach, because I'm basically gonna be using like crystal to make my the beach area. Now once it's done, I went and let this dry for the whole like night out, and make sure you let it dry, and they have to be completely dry before you move on. So whatever material that you're using, make sure it's completely dry to do this step. Now we're gonna go ahead and color mountains or seascape, all this, and then I'm using black burnt color, which is basically like a very dark brown, and I'll also be using like a dark green also for it. But first of all, I'm gonna go with the black and the dark brown. We're gonna go ahead and paint our mountain area, and any part that's gonna be rock, we're gonna go ahead and paint that. And once you have the color that you want, I'm gonna diffuse the color by using just plain water, guys. Yes, you're gonna take some water, put in a cup with the same brush that you have been using. You're gonna dip it into the water, almost like you were painting but with water. All you're doing is diffusing the color, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the brush again where I have my colors, and then use like a tissue paper to dab and remove like some of the color. And this is gonna give you the most beautiful rock looking, mountain looking piece. And then we're gonna go with some little bit of white to add some more of detail to it. We're gonna put the white, and then the white's gonna make it like almost like grayish. And again, I'm gonna go again, once I'm done, again, I went with a little bit of water to diffuse the white. And because I wet it so much, I'm gonna go ahead with my heat gun and dry it before I went and start adding my dark green. Again, we're gonna repeat the same thing with the dark green. We're gonna put the green, almost on every pieces of the work. I'm also at the bottom part of the rock area, because this is where the ocean is touching it, and it's gonna give you like that moss green color. And then again, I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse it and remove green like in places, because you don't want it to be like completely green, but you want it to have like pieces. And this is gonna give you like a very realistic looking piece, of rocks, and the mountains, what it look like. And this is basically what you're gonna be doing. Now we're gonna go ahead again. I let it dry for at least 30 minutes before I went and started doing my ocean part. Now this part is optional. You can choose to paint your piece first, or you can just go with epoxy. And if you choose not to paint it first, I highly suggest that you use either like a very opaque paste, or use mica powder to completely cover the surface of your canvas or your wood. That way you don't have any white part or any wood looking color peeking through that way. So that's why and then when you paint it, one of the advantage of painting it is because you end up using less epoxy again, so it kind of save you a lot of epoxy. But again, I'm doing a very small piece, so I'm barely gonna be using any epoxy at all. So I went and painted my ocean color using the color that I showed you earlier, and then I will gonna go ahead and let this completely dry before we start adding our epoxy to it. Now don't forget to paint your side with the appropriate colors. Again, I paint the ocean, or it's the ocean meat with the blues, and the mountain we go with the black and the burnt color, and then again diffuse it with water to give us a very nice realistic piece. Now my piece is completely dry, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure it's level. I highly suggest that you level it up first, because you don't want the epoxy to run down if your piece is not leveled. I put it in 4 blocks and make sure it's leveled. And then I'm gonna go ahead and using alcohol ink, and then I'm gonna make it the first layer of my water very sheer, because we already have like the dark acrylic paint on the bottom, so we don't want to go over it with like very solid or opaque colors. So otherwise you can just paint it yourself, use the opaque color and then not using the pen. Now we'll also be using with some accessory that I bought from Amazon. Again, I will leave everything for you in the description box below, guys. Make sure you check it out. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my water. Again, very close to the shore, we're gonna be doing like almost like a turquoise greenish kind of water, and then we're gonna go with a light blue and then with a very dark blue. Again, make sure you mix your water together, because that's what the ocean look like. Even though you can see the separation of the colors of the water, but it's still mixed together. So after that, I'm gonna go in and add my waves. Again, I'm just trying to do like a very calm looking ocean piece. I'm not trying to flood it with a lot of waves and stuff like this. So once I'm gonna place a little bit here and there. I'm have some very tiny shells, but the thing is that because my piece is so small, even the tiny seashell look big. So I'm gonna go with the those accessories. Those are like actually for nails, but they have like those little starfish and little seashell. We're gonna be using them and add a lot of them here and there in the ocean. Now I am doing this in layers just because those certain part of the starfish and the seashell, they're gonna end up under the water when we put our second coat. So yeah, you have to do this in there. This is one part that's gonna make your piece to have a lot of depth, and it's gonna look fantastic, guys. Now I went and this is what it's gonna be looking like. Now I went and started adding my crystal sand. Basically it's not sand because it's diamond dust, and I'm gonna be showing you what I did. I completely forgot to press record when I added it, but again I'll be doing the same thing over and over again, so you'll be able to see it. This is what I use, and I'm gonna go and add my crystal all around this, and then I waited about 2 hours for this one to start setting in, and then I'm gonna go over it with a clear epoxy. And the reason that you have to do that, guys, just as the same when you're doing your ocean piece, you don't just put one layer of water and then call it a day, because you have to build depth in it to make it look beautiful and amazing. You're gonna be doing the same thing again for the crystal part of the ocean, almost making it look like the water is crystallizing itself, you know. So it's almost like a geode, like you know how geode crystallize itself inside the rock, and then it's like layer on top of layer, and that's what makes it so beautiful. We're gonna be doing the same thing with the crystal beach. And then once I finish adding my clear epoxy on top of it, I go over it again with more of the crystal water, of the crystal shard glass, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let this cure overnight. And one other thing, guys, I want to make sure that you know, the diamond dust is not and I repeat, it's not glitter, it's actually glass. It's very thin glass shard. They are sharp, so be careful when you're using it. And if you buy it thinking it's just glitter, no, it's not, but it's so beautiful. Trust me, you will see the result. It's very beautiful, but it is glass, so be careful when you're using it. So this is what my piece is gonna be looking like. I let it completely dry overnight. Now this is day number 2. I'm gonna go over it and with a second coat of water and more accessory and more diamond dust on top of it to give it more depth. And this is gonna be the last layer that we're gonna be doing. Since we're doing like a very tiny little piece, we don't need to be adding like 2 or 3 or 4 layers on top of what we already have. So that's what I'm doing now to make sure that I don't completely flood the whole piece of where the beach is. I'm just adding my colors very carefully, and I'm using my hand to kind of blend the colors together from the beach area all the way to where we have the deep water. Again, guys, we don't need to completely flood when you're doing your second layer. You're just adding depth, and so you don't need to use and waste a lot of epoxy. Again, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my torch to remove any bubbles and making sure. Here, guys, I'm gonna be showing you. We see the smoke. Be careful when you're using your your torch or your torch or your heat gun on your epoxy. Don't get too close or you might burn your epoxy, and that's not a good thing. Now again, I'm gonna go and add a little bit of more white to add a little bit more of the wave. We're not gonna go with a lot, guys. Again, I just want a very clear very serene looking area of the beach. We want it to look like it's almost still. Again, I'm gonna go over with more of the little starfish and seashell we're gonna put on top of this water, and this is gonna give you when you're looking at it, you'll be able to see the first layer of the starfish and seashell that we had put earlier the day before. They will be underwater, and those gonna be on top of the water. And again, we're gonna go with more of the diamond dust, adding again on top of the water, and this is gonna make it look beautiful when you look at the final products. It's super easy to make, guys. There's nothing too hard for you to be able to do. If I can do it, you can do it yourself also, guys. Don't be intimidated by it. You can start with a very small piece like this one, and it's just the basic 101 how to build your own 3D sculpture. And you can do this with like ocean piece or any type of 3D sculpture you can do. It's super easy to do, guys. Trust me. Now this is what the piece looked like. I went and let it completely cure overnight, and then in the next morning, all I did is I kind of flip it down upside down, remove any of the shard of the diamond dust that wasn't completely cured on top of it. We're gonna lightly dust it out with like a very soft paintbrush to remove any of the shard glass, and then that's it. We are done, and I'm gonna be showing you some close-up. And guys, you can see how beautiful this piece is gonna be looking, and trust me, this is just the basic 101 how to do a 3D sculpture. It's the basic one, but you can go and do amazing, crazy, beautiful stuff. All you need, guys, is a little bit of material and your imagination, and you can do whatever you want. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me. I have so many DIY on my channel. If you want, you can go ahead and just click on my channel name directly and go watch any other DIY that you want. I have many other DIYs, so I'm pretty sure you'll find one that you absolutely love and want to try out. If you're new to my channel and you're here for the first time, thank you so much for stopping back. Welcome. I really appreciate that you take the time to watch my video. It will help me out a lot if you take the time to just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friend and family. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified on all my new upload. And in this channel, we try to upload 2 times a week, on Monday and on Friday, or on Friday and on Sunday. Guys, if you're an old subscriber and you're back, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that, guys. You are awesome. I love you so very much. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish watching the whole video, and make sure you stay until the end to see all the beautiful close-up of this beautiful hidden crystal beach 3D ocean art. And I'll see you next time for a new video, guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and you know the deal. As always, be blessed and stay blessed. Bye, guys. I love you. Mwah.